Welcome, welcome. What's going on, Knicks Nation? As your New York Knicks handle the New Orleans Pelicans by a final score of 118 to 85 in Madison Square Garden. Straight butt kicking from start to finish. And this is what you're supposed to do to these teams, these depleted teams. You come out, you swing first. You don't give the opponent hope. You're home. First game out of a long road trip. You want to make a statement. You want to win, and this is exactly how you wanted the New York Knicks to look. Appreciate every single one of you joining me here tonight for another Knicks Nation post-game. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Smash the like button. Let's get these thumbs up, and I can't wait to get into it. Wait for you guys to cycle in here, but just this was a domination from start to finish from your New York Knickerbockers, and we needed it. We needed it. Perfect way to start your homestand. Show no mercy from start to finish. And that's, boy, oh boy, what the New York Knicks did. They showed no mercy. Castro, what's going on? Feel good win at home. Show no mercy. That's it. You show no mercy. You know? Look, Pelicans are dealing with a lot of injuries, but who cares, right? Who cares? You're home for a homestand, another homestand after coming from another big, long road trip. Big Taz, man. What's going on? Happy Thanksgiving. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. You're coming home. You got the Pelicans. They're depleted. You're fairly healthy. And guess what? Mikal freaking Bridges. Mikal freaking Bridges. That is who we traded for. That is who we want to see. I knew you were in there, Mikal. Mikal Bridges was an absolutely amazing game tonight for the New York Knicks. 31 points on 7 of 10 from 3, tying his career high. 7 of 12 from 3, tying his career high in threes with 7 of them. And I absolutely love what we saw from Mikal. Boy, oh boy, if anyone needed a game like this, it was Mikal Bridges. Was struggling. This whole season was really struggling defensively. I wasn't worried about his offense. I'm on the record, I was not worried about Mikal Bridges' offense. I knew that would come. But what I love tonight is that the Knicks set the tone early. Mikal offensively was amazing. 31-point season high for Mikal Bridges. But what I love is that OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges set the tone defensively for this New York Knicks team in the first quarter, and that carried over to their offense, especially Mikal Bridges. Look, guys, this is who Mikal Bridges is. He can give you 30 on any given night. He was the last one in the starting 5 to kind of gain his rhythm. And, you know, I posted a video about Mikal. In the end, I said I wasn't worried about Mikal Bridges. And tonight proved to you why I wasn't and why we shouldn't. And look, it's been a rough first, 19 games for Mikal Bridges, 18 games for Mikal Bridges. But he's showing some flashes. And tonight, I think you got the full package. That is who we traded for. You know, screw all the first round picks. I know he heard the noise. I know the Knicks heard the noise. I know Josh Hart heard the noise at the end of the game versus Charlotte. And Mikal came out tonight and absolutely played an A-plus game from him. And really, you gave the Pelicans no hope from start to finish. And that's what you love. That's what you love. Mikal Bridges tonight, 31 points, plus 40 on the night for Mikal. Plus 40. Wow. 1 assist, 4 rebounds, 7 of 12 from 3, and that's what you want to see because Mikal has been struggling from behind the arc this season, shooting, 32%, 33%. 7 threes tonight for Mikal Bridges, 12 of 19 shooting. Obviously, Tom Thibodeau rested the starters in the fourth quarter. Wasn't really I mean, this was a straight ass kicking from start to finish, and just absolutely incredible showing from Mikal, and that's who we want to see. And hopefully this can carry over to the next game where the New York Knicks have the Orlando Magic coming in, and that's going to be a tough game that we'll talk about later. But guys, I mean, what more do you want, man? Coming off this West Coast trip, coming home, weren't with your families Thanksgiving, and you just straight dominated this game. The Pelicans are, look, they're bad right now. Dealing with a bunch of injuries, but this is what you need to do. You take advantage of these teams dealing with a lot of these injuries. You come home, you take care of home court, you don't give them any hope, you lay down the hammer, ass kicking from start to finish, and this is what we wanted to see from the squad. Appreciate every single one of you here cycling in, just talking about this big Knicks win. Big Taz says, good game by Bridges. He has to bring it against Orlando. Yes, we'll talk about that game versus Orlando later on. Big Taz, what's going on? Wild Boy Trey, my demon Mikal Bridges is back. What's going on, Wild Boy Trey? Your third or fourth option is scoring 31 points. The league is in trouble. What's going on? Look, and that's the beauty of having such a great starting five. Look, Mikal, third, second, first, he's capable of being any one of those. And him in the starting five, obviously it took him a while to gain rhythm. It took him a while to know his spots, to know his teammates' spots. His teammates picked him up after the game versus Charlotte. That was a rough game. I didn't do a post game after that. Apologies. But that was a rough game for Mikal. And tonight showed that he, one game, he could put that stuff behind him in a blink of an eye. And that's the beauty of the NBA. There's 82 of these things. And Mikal had such a poor game versus Charlotte, versus Utah, got benched in the fourth quarter. And everyone was saying, look, we trust Mikal. Mikal has a body of work that we already trust, and we already know what he can bring to the table. And tonight his offense was on full display, but defensively, I thought he was locked in. He was locked in defensively. So it's a great game, man. Great game from Mikal. And what I love is that Karl-Anthony Towns, right? Karl-Anthony Towns, you didn't really need him tonight. He still gave you 19 boards and 14 points and 1 of 5 from 3. But, that's the beauty of this Knicks starting five, right? Towns offensively didn't get it going, but still gave you 14 and 19 boards. I mean, he was getting every single rebound. Brunson with 9 assists, 16 points. Josh Hart, 12 points, 6 rebounds. OG Anunoby defensively was absolutely incredible tonight. If you haven't seen the block on OG Anunoby did on Dice, that was absolutely insane. I think it was in the first quarter. But OG Anunoby offensively didn't need him. Defensively, they set the tone. And the bench, Deuce McBride in that first half, I wrote it down here. McBride gave you 11 points and a couple assists in that first half, setting the tone. The bench came in and did their thing. Campaign came in and did their thing. A-plus performance from your New York Knickerbockers, and what we wanted to see from Mikal Bridges, he showed. That's exactly what we want to see from Mikal. Cully, what's going on, man? Salute to you as well. Appreciate you guys hopping in here for this Knicks Nation post game on this Sunday evening. Early start, early finish, early ass kicking, and the New York Knicks don't look back from start to finish and just take care of business. Just take care of freaking business. Wild Boy Trade, we don't even need 31 from Mikal, but it's a great bonus when he does. Exactly. And I think, look, there's been games this season where the New York Knicks have tried to get Mikal Bridges involved early and often. And some games he just hasn't had it. Most of the season, he just hasn't had it offensively. But tonight, again, teammates were looking for him. He was confident. I saw in that first quarter, he was taking his man off the dribble. A lot of, isolation, more isolation from Mikal. That shows me that he has a trust in his teammates and that his teammates wanted to get him going. But, yeah, you don't need 31 from him. But on any given night, Jalen Brunson can drop 40. Karl-Anthony Towns can drop 40. OG Anunoby can drop 40. And Mikal Bridges can drop 40. Josh Hart, work in progress offensively, but you got 4 guys in your starting lineup that can drop 40 on you on any given night. And that's hard to guard, man. That's hard to beat. And I know Pelicans stink, but games like tonight are huge in terms of, boosting the Knicks' confidence, especially Mikal. And on the horizon, you have the tough Orlando Magic coming in here, which I think will be a playoff game, like a playoff atmosphere type of game, even though they're without Paolo. They're playing absolutely amazing. And tonight was needed. And the New York Knicks are now 6-2 in Madison Square Garden, taking care of their home court, taking care of business. And that's all you want to see. Cully says we need him involved. We need teams to not know where attacks are coming from, but I understand it. But we got to be good. Mikal is JB's boys. He got to look out for him. Mikal dropped 40 before OG. Not on this team, but in his career. Yeah, like I said, any given night, 4 of your starters can drop 40. And we do need Mikal Bridges involved because that just opens up a whole can of worms within this Knicks offense. And look, they heard the noise, man. Everyone was ragging on Mikal, and look, he wasn't playing good. But tonight, I think, could be a building block for him and a step in the right direction for Mikal Bridges. And hopefully he can build off of this because, we had those games versus Brooklyn, great games, season high in points. Then he kind of fell back in the same rut. I don't want that to be the case. I think that tonight was such a great game from him. And I'm happy that he in the first quarter, he had 12 points on 3 of 5 shooting with 2 rebounds, and he had 16 first half points. Tied his career high with 7 threes. No mercy. No mercy. Josh Hart can't even drop 20. Yes, he can. Wow, boy. Yes, he can. Josh Hart can drop 20. Josh Hart could definitely drop 20. What's Josh Hart's career high? I'm about to look this up on the spot. Has to be 30. But when you got 5 of your players in your starting 5 can drop 40. Not Josh Hart, but Josh Hart career high. Josh Hart dropped 44 points in one time in his career. And that was in 2022, March 12th. 44 points versus the Washington Wizards. So 5 of your starters can drop 40. I stand corrected. My bad, Josh. But yeah, just look, no mercy, man. You wanted to come out here and send a message and you're not playing around. You're not. And credit to Tom Thibodeau for benching the starters pretty much the entire fourth quarter. Jalen Brunson didn't come in the game. Towns didn't come back in the game. And Anunoby didn't come back in the game. Mikal got 31 and then got subbed out. Sucks that I wanted to see Pacom Daddier, but Daddier was in Westchester playing for the Westchester Knicks. Obviously, you don't think that you're going to blow out the Pelicans, but I wanted to see some Pacom Daddier in there today. And, yeah, man, just at your typical ass whooping, man. Just from start to finish, they get this Knicks team just A-plus performance. And, look, you're 20 of 45 from 3. And the Pelicans shot 4 of 27 from 3. The assist numbers, another 30 assist game for your New York Knickerbockers. 10 steals, 9 blocks. And shout out to Jericho Sims, man. 23 minutes, 13 rebounds, 5 offensive rebounds for Mr. Sims. All over the court, played his ass off tonight. Just your bench gave you some great minutes tonight, man. McBride, amazing game. Payne, of course, again, solid game. And Jericho Sims, 13 rebounds, 5 offensive, plus 16 on the night. Even Matt Ryan got into the party late in the game. So, just domination. And the Pelicans, it's going to be a long year for them. But you're 6-2. You're 6-2 now at home in Madison Square Garden. And Knicks have starting to, I know we've had some like rough losses. in the last 5 games. Utah, Dallas, obviously. But since the 76ers game, the New York Knicks are now 8-3 since the Philly game. They're 8-3 in their last 11. And we had a tough stretch to start the season. Another tough West Coast trip. You went 3-2 though. Charlotte was a close game, but you pulled it out 99-88. 8-3 over your last 11. With the Magic coming to town, with Charlotte, with Detroit, at Toronto, at Minnesota. So they're on a good run here. You know, you want to obviously keep this momentum up and just keep building. Keep building. That's all you want to see from this Knicks team. And they're 8-3 in their last 11 games, and that's great, man. I mean, that's great. Appreciate you guys in here. Just getting started on this Knicks Nation postgame. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Tony says there's going to be games where one of these guys are off. So just got to focus as a team and pick it up. Yeah. And Mikal Bridges has been that guy consistently who hasn't, been great defensively, offensively from 3. He was struggling. Mid-range, obviously, he's a mid-range assassin. But tonight, the Knicks wanted to get Mikal Bridges going early. And I thought defensively, he set the tone early. And that carried over to his offense. More confidence in his shot. And obviously, you see with the 7-12 from 3 tonight and the 31 points. This is who we traded for, man. All these picks. Offensively, I wasn't worried, and I'm still not worried about Mikal. Was I kind of getting Mikal, getting benched in the 4th? I was kind of getting, I wasn't going to say I was worried, but I was kind of getting upset. And saying to myself, look, you're better than this, man. Look, it's. I know sometimes it takes guys 20 games, 30 games to get it going. New situation, though. I mean, I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but for Mikal to come in here tonight and drop 31 on 7 threes, it's a huge confidence booster for him. And this is what he can do on any given night. And like I said, all the starters can pretty much score at will. Brunson, Cat, OG, and Mikal can all drop 40 on any given night. And tonight was Mikal's night. Look, Porty had 3 blocks, and they don't even have that in his stat line, which is weird. Yeah, they have Huck Porty, no blocks tonight in his stat line. I love Huck Porty, man. Mike, what's going on? Great win tonight. These are the games that could turn into a headache for us, but ended up being a routine win with a Bridges 30-piece. Glad to see him get going. Wingstop is open. Look, Mikal wasn't working. OG Anunoby's working by himself. But Mikal has joined the party. Mark it down on your calendars. On December 1st, 2024, Mikal Bridges, the come-out game. He has joined the party. And I'm excited to see what's coming next for Mikal Bridges. Will he build off of this? I think he will. Because he is that good of a player, guys. I mean, it was always the defense that was struggling, but I think tonight he wanted to shut some people up, and the Knicks wanted to shut some people up. And look, great game for Mikal, and Wingstop is back open. Mikal is back working the register. He's open. He's coming to work. Appreciate every single one of you in here, man. Mikal is going to the All-Star game. Now we got to show Orlando they're going to need Paolo to have a chance to beat us. Look, that game versus the Orlando Magic on Tuesday is going to be a major game. Look, I think a lot of eyes are going to be on that game. I cannot wait for that game. Obviously, Orlando is playing extremely well. And without Paolo Banchero, it's a cup game. So whoever loses that game gets eliminated from the cup. And whoever wins that game advances. That is going to be a key game. And hopefully Precious Achiuwa can make it back for that game because obviously he's been dealing with injuries. But, hopefully Precious can get back for that game. But that's going to be a big game, man. I can't wait. Eddie, what's going on? What's going on, Eddie? Oh, Bridges heard the criticism. He did, man. Look, Mikal Bridges, that's who we want to see, man. 31 on 7 threes. That's who we want to see. And honestly, the Pelicans didn't have Mikal was shooting that thing tonight, man. Just confidence in his shot. And defensively, he was on fire. And, he heard the noise. But look, this is the Mikal Bridges we wanted to see. And I'm happy that we got it. So everyone can just, ease off a little bit. But there was a concern, You traded a lot for him. And credit to the Knicks, too, man. They were like, yo, listen, we know what we got in Mikal. We got to pick him up. We can't just keep ragging on him after every poor play. We got to pick him up as a unit. We got to get him going. It's our job to get him going. And they backed it up. They backed it the hell up. Because they got him going early, and that gave him confidence to drop 31 on 7 threes. So, OG and Cat playing way too many minutes. I think Coach needs to play them 30 minutes each for the week. They tired. OG is still a beast without scoring a lot of points. That's the thing I loved about tonight, right? Let's go back to the box score. That's the thing I absolutely loved about tonight. So, OG Anunoby and Karl-Anthony Towns offensively, if you didn't watch the game, like if somebody looked at this box score and didn't watch the game, you would say, oh, OG had a poor game. Karl-Anthony Towns had a poor game offensively. No. I mean, Anunoby had three steals and 4 blocks. That's crazy. 4 blocks, 3 steals, 7 points. You didn't need him to score. And look, ever since the 40 burger that he put on Denver, the 40 nuggets that he put on the Denver Nuggets, he's been, off offensively, which has been weird. But he'll get it back. He'll get it going again. But Cat, look, I love the game Cat played tonight. 14 points, 19 boards. And let me mention this. Let me just say this about Karl-Anthony Towns. If Karl-Anthony Towns got the whistle Joel Embiid got, he would be an MVP. Am I wrong? Because every time Karl-Anthony Towns goes in the paint, it seems like he's getting whacked. He's getting fouled. And they don't call anything on the man. They don't call anything on Karl-Anthony Towns. If he got the same whistle Joel Embiid got and shot 15 free throws a game, he would be an MVP. I mean, he had 5 free throws tonight, Karl-Anthony Towns, and I literally counted on my hand. He should have been to the line at least 5 more times. Just an observation. Because he's just so dominant down there, And the thing is, he doesn't flop. And that could contribute as to why he doesn't get to the line a lot. But he's getting whacked down there, man. And I wish the referees would just call it. Eddie says Deuce is becoming dependable. Yeah, man. Deuce McBride. Look, we missed him, right? Off the bench. We missed him. And his offense off the bench was missed from the New York Knicks. And his defense was also missed. But over since he's been back, he's put together some nice offensive showings. And that just relieves everything, man. If you get that offensive punch and defensive punch from Deuce, we missed him, man. But yeah, man, Deuce and Campaign are becoming like a duo that I didn't think I would like and didn't think that I would fall in love with. But I do. Deuce and Campaign coming in off that bench just give a whole new dimension to this team and speed up the pace. And they're forming some type of chemistry on the low, And when Precious comes back, that's going to be your head trio off that bench. Deuce, Precious, and Campaign. And I'm just excited to see that. But yeah, you're seeing Deuce starting to get it going here. Mikal Bridges starting to get it going here. And Jalen Brunson, our leader, our captain, with another 9-assist game. Just becoming that floor general, man. He's changing his game this year, seeing the floor better. And that's what great players do. You want to get guys going. You want to get other guys involved, even though your offense has, 16 points. I mean, still, he didn't attempt that many shots. He didn't need to. 9 assists is what I love from Jalen Brunson. And you're seeing a different version of JB this year. And I love it. I love it. You see what happens when all hands on deck. OG and Bridges in the back frying and tossing the wing in the sauce tonight. And Deuce held down the register like he's supposed to. Wingstop is back open. I'm excited. Had some wings tonight, by the way. Maybe that's why. I had some wings tonight. I should have known. I had some chicken wings tonight. Wingstop was open. I should have known. Anunoby brought the defense. Mikal Bridges brought the offense. You know, that's going to be tough for teams to gauge. I mean, now we want to see consistency with offensively and defensively from Bridges. Anunoby has shown that. I mean, Anunoby's had a great season. These past couple of games has been struggling from him, but offensively. But yeah, you just want to build off of these things, man. You just want to build off of these games. And Bridges, I mean, just an amazing game from him. He heard the noise. Imagine hearing the radio and fans every day in New York. Mind you, teams is winning. Well, we're not in a bad spot at all right now. No, we're not in a bad spot at all. Look, we're 5. This is an update. We're 12-8, right? Yeah, 12-8, 6-2 at home. Not in a bad spot. Big game versus Orlando coming up, but you should still have a winning record during this homestand. Not a bad spot, you know. December just started. But Bridges heard, look, there were noise. Look, we're Knicks fans. Like, we're New Yorkers, man. I mean, if somebody's not going to play well, I mean, we're going to get on you. I mean, you know, if Brunson's not going to play well, we get on him a little bit. But it's just being a New York fan. I mean, a Knicks fan. I mean, it's all love at the end of the day. But it's how they come out of that is what you want to see. And Bridges tonight, amazing performance. And he heard the noise and he bounced back. He bounced the heck back. The hardest team we play is the Magic, and I think we play them twice. And then again, yeah, I'll pull up the schedule in a bit, but yeah, it's not a terrible schedule at all. SF Wisdom, what's going on? Appreciate you guys in here. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Just talking about this huge Knicks win. Knicks 118, Pelicans 85, Bridges 31 on 7-12 from 3. Brunson 16-9, Towns 14 points, 19 boards. Your starting 5 got it going offensively, defensively, just laid the smackdown. The Pelicans scored 10 points in the first quarter, by the way. I think the record for the least amount of points as an opponent that the New York Knicks have given up is 7. So 10 points the Knicks only gave up in the first quarter, and 85 points. In today's NBA, do you know how hard it is to not score above 90? And the Knicks, tonight's game is going to help the Knicks defensive rating for sure. Like, they might jump from 22, 23 to like 15. Just solely based off tonight. I mean, you only gave up 85. So, yeah, SF, credit to Thiz for not subbing the starters back in. Even Mike Breen on the broadcast was like, is this a different Tom Thibodeau? He's not going with the starters again. Look, he subbed the guys out with like 9 minutes remaining. Look, we were up by like 40. It was like 30 or something like that. So, I mean, all of us wanted Thibs. Obviously, we've been up big during the season in these games. And Thibs, obviously, no lead is safe. That's the mentality he has. But it's good that the guys, you know, got some much needed rest in that fourth quarter. Look, Cat only played 25 minutes and gave you 14 and 19. Brunson, 26 minutes, 16 and 9 assists. You know? But how about Matt Ryan, man? 8 points, 1 rebound, fourth quarter, and then Huck Porty with that crazy dunk in the fourth quarter, excuse me. And then the chance chanted Tyler Kolek at the end of the game to get him in the game. And, yeah, shout out to Jericho balling his ass out tonight against the Pelicans. Disc Rover, what's going on? What's going on? Don't worry. Don't matter if you missed the first 20, man. We just in here chopping it up, talking Knicks, man. mentioned Mikal, just a great showing from him, and just much needed offensive blow up for Mikal Bridges. And of course, he started this game defensively, was engaged, man. Just, blocking shots, tipping passes, getting in the passing lanes, fighting over pick and rolls, just more engaged defensively from Mikal, and that carried over to his offense. So appreciate you guys in here. Please, on paper, schedule looks easy, but we know, look. The Charlotte game gave us all right, Charlotte was missing all their guys and we barely pulled that out. A win is a win. I don't care. They all count the same, whether we win by 1 or whether we win by 40. They all count the same. But, yeah, no complacency, even though the Pelicans are dealing with a lot of injuries, this is what you want to do. Give them no hope from start to finish. You want to give them no hope, lay the smack down. And now, look. The Orlando game, I'm very intrigued about the Orlando game. I'm very excited to watch that game. Because what's his name on Orlando is playing extremely well. Wagner. All-star this season. And I'm sure OG Anunoby will have that assignment guarding him. But they're doing this without Paolo, right? They're doing this without Paolo. And that's at home. Home cooking, continue this homestand. Look, 8-3 in your last 11, right? That game on Tuesday, TNT game, the world's going to be watching. And obviously it's an NBA Cup game. Not sure if you guys really care about that, but that's going to be a big game. That's going to be another huge test. And what we've seen from these Knicks, right, is they get up for these games. At Denver, blowout. At Phoenix, blowout. 76ers when Embiid came back, blowout. Milwaukee, blowout. At Miami, blowout. Obviously, and then the home opener in Indiana, that they get up for these games. So I'm fully expecting a Knicks team that's energized and it's going to be extremely motivated to beat the Magic and just get another signature win, because you beat the Magic, you move to 13-8, then, the schedule is, I'll go through the schedule during the podcast, but the schedule is just light from December to January. Just a lot of winnable games. But what we've seen is that, these winnable games, like at Utah, winnable game, you lost. So you just have to come out strong, come out with an urgency, and just give them, no hope. And the Magic game is going to be a really fun one to watch, and I can't wait for that one. But I'm fully expecting the Knicks to come out there and just beat the Magic, because we need that signature win. All the talk has been around the Orlando Magic, and, it'll be a good win for this next team to get that one. Tony says offensive rebounding on this team is what's different on this team. Mitch is a better offensive rebounding than Cat. Yeah, look, obviously Precious coming back will help, but look, I'm not really. It's a different team, Tony. It's a different team. Obviously, Cat has proven this year that, and Jericho coming in off the bench, that they can offensive rebound too. Obviously, not the rate that Hartenstein and Mitch can do it, and we're doing it for us last season. But once we start to get healthy, we're going to, start to form our identity defensively, and especially those offensive boards. I think once we get healthy, we will be that dominant offensive rebounding team once again. That's just my prediction, and I'm hoping for that. I hope to God tonight is the night Mikal gets his groove back. Yeah, look. Just an absolutely incredible game, man. This is what you wanted to see from him. Heard the noise, came out swinging. That's what you traded for. You traded for a two-way wing that can shoot, that can score. Mid-range game is lethal, that can defend his ass off. And you haven't seen that this year. But tonight, hopefully he can. This is a major step in the right direction it was always in there, man. It was just always mental with Mikal Bridges. It just hasn't been there for him this season. And you love the way the Knicks are picking him up. You love the way the Knicks are talking about him. And it just showed tonight that what he's capable of, right? And we knew that all along. We just haven't seen a consistent 5 good game stretch from Mikal Bridges, right? It just hasn't been, it's been pretty much blah. Like, it's empty calories from the scoring standpoint. But tonight, I thought defensively, engaged, locked in, and that carried over to his offense. So hopefully he can put together a package here and just build off of this, you know? But incredible, man. Incredible from Mikal. I mean, 31 on 7, tying his career high in threes, too. Set with 7. That's what we want to see. That's what we want to see. Chris Connors, what's going on? When Bridges doesn't hesitate and second guess his moves and plays well, he can become more consistent. We've noticed a lot of that, Chris, like hesitation, just not knowing his spots in the offense, the bad turnover versus Charlotte, which I kind of want to take out of my head, the inbound pass to end the first half. And that's when you know Mikal Bridges just wasn't there in terms of like his mental just wasn't there. And tonight I thought we saw a different version of him. And yeah, when he's quicker with his decisions, when the Knicks are quicker with their decisions, getting him involved offensively to start these games, and when he's hitting his threes too. Because majority of the season, it's just been Mikal just hasn't shot the ball well from 3. And that has really just carried over to his defense. It seems like he gets down on himself when he's not shooting the ball well. And it carries over to his defense. But when he shoots the ball well, you see he's more engaged. Like, all right, I can calm down. I can relax. He's not tense. I can just calm down, let the game come to me. The boys will find me. They got my back. And, yeah, that's what you want to see. OJ is here and there offensively, but he did well on defense tonight. Yeah, Chris, we talked about it. 40 points in Denver, and then these last couple of games, Anunoby. Anunoby's, I think he has the most falls in the NBA. He's like always on the floor for some reason. But man, this guy is just like a defensive menace. I mean, the block that he had tonight on Thais, that was just an amazing block from Anunoby. And just obviously amazing defender, one of the best two-way defenders in the league, if not the best. And offensively, he's pretty much been consistently the Knicks' best player, sneakily, throughout the season, OG Anunoby. And look, 2 straight games of him, not having it offensively. But if you ask me, am I concerned? My answer would be no. Like, I'm not. He's just giving you so much on that court, and he showed you in Denver on any given night he can drop 40 on your head. And he's improved tremendously this year. But, yeah. Anunoby's amazing, man. And when Bridges plays like this, offensively and defensively, and when Anunoby can give you the full package, that's when the New York Knicks are extremely dangerous. And obviously when Brunson and Cat doing their thing and Josh Hart, that's when they're dangerous. That's when they're at their best. When Bridges is engaged and, playing well, letting the game come to him, and obviously Anunoby. What more can you say about Anunoby? I think the team and coach got Mikal in his spots tonight and played to his game for once. Yeah, look, start from start to finish of this game, they really got Mikal going. And you absolutely love to see that. Mikal, Coach, yeah, what's going on? I see you in the chat. What's going on, Coach? We must be ready to defend and deny Magic 3-point shooting. Yeah, that's going to be a great game, man. That's going to be a hell of a game. Minnesota is broken from the front office. Oh, Minnesota. Yeah, Minnesota is broken, by the way. That's a conversation for the podcast, but yeah, it is. It's not going well over there, but I'm happy with Cat. I'm extremely happy that we have Karl Anthony Towns on our team. I'll tell you that. That's for damn sure. That's for damn sure. I do like how Mikal pretty much didn't showboat at all during the game. He knows he intends to stay locked in. Yeah. I don't think Mikal Bridges cracked a smile tonight. I don't think Mikal Bridges cracked a smile tonight. Locked in, 31 points, 7 threes, all business. No smile. I do this. This is what you brought me in here to do. No smile tonight. We move on. Terrible Pelican team. Tuesday's the game where we're obviously going to be watching, but these games still count. These games are on your schedule, right? You take advantage of these games. You take advantage of these depleted teams and you don't look back. You pile up these wins and you just move on. Stanley, this is an awful injured Pelican squad. We should have held them to under 80 points. Stanley, you serious, man? You serious? We should have held them to under 80 points. Look, we held them to under 90, man. They could have hit anything. Pelicans could have hit anything tonight. And look, McCollum, good player, older side. DeJounte Murray didn't give them anything, really. Trey Murphy is a good, young, upcoming player as well. So they have McCollum, DeJounte, and Trey Murphy. The Knicks held them in check, man. Knicks held them in check. Obviously, they're missing, and then Elfrid Payton. Shout out to Elfrid, man. 6 points, 7 assists. Elfrid freaking Payton's getting signed off the street and dropping dimes in New Orleans. Oh man, what a long way we've come from starting Elfrid Payton in the playoffs to now having the squad that we have. I mean, you remember the debates that we were having with Elfrid Payton, Derrick Rose. Oh man, the Hawks series brings me back to a time, but yeah, that was a time. But now we're building something special. We made Elf look good. Look, Elf has looked good for the Pelicans. And credit to him for, staying in the gym and just staying ready. He's dropped I think he had a 15-plus assist game for them. I think he had 20 assists for them. So, obviously, Thibs saw the vision with Elfrid Payton. Getting his teammates involved, that's for sure. Stanley again. Stanley. Chill out, Stanley. Chill out. We held them to under 90 points. In today's NBA, that's huge. Now the Knicks defensive rating probably from 22, probably in the teens now. And that's all you want to do is just build off of these games and keep the momentum going, man, because you got a tough game in Orlando with the Orlando Magic and MSG, but it's just all around A-plus effort. A-plus effort from this team. OG scored that 40 points and said, Mikal, you take over now. You take the helm. Yeah, man. Yeah. I just love the way this Knicks team played tonight, Just A-plus performance from them. And A-plus performance in them. And I love the way the bench is playing right now. If the bench can if Deuce can, obviously we know Deuce McBride to be that glue guy off the bench that pretty much he's a major piece for us off the bench. And, he's been in and out the lineup dealing with his knee injury, but it's the bench unit that's really exciting me right now, getting me excited, because campaign has blown my expectations out the window. And what's up with Precious, man? I'm hoping he comes back versus Orlando, but it's been, I think, 5 weeks now. Hoping that, his hamstring is good. Hopefully we can get him back, but soon versus Orlando. But it's the bench unit, guys, that's really getting me excited because what did we say coming into this season? Look, starting five is great, but our depth is where, it's questionable. And then we came in with all these injuries, this and that, and it's just good to see that Payne and Deuce have started a form of chemistry, and Jericho with the great game as well. So building block. Today was a great, a lot of positive stuff on the film that the Knicks can look at and, carry over. But, now it's on to Orlando, who they are not the Pelicans. They are a great team. They are not the New Orleans Pelicans. So you can take some positives from today, obviously, and Bridges can build off of his amazing game, but their Magic are going to be another tough test. Our turnovers got to come down. We have 17 turnovers tonight, Tony. Tony says in the chat, yeah, 17 turnovers. Some things to clean up. Still some things to improve on. Brunson with 3 turnovers, but Brunson has been amazing in terms of keeping the ball in check, taking care of the ball. He hasn't really been, his assist to turnover ratio this year has been incredible. And look, 3 turnovers tonight. Cat with 2. Anunoby with 2. They will come down, but look, Matt Ryan had 2. Jacob Toppin had 1. Tony, Jericho Sims had 2. Huck Porty with 1 turnover. So 17 is kind of a wonky number, especially when you had with those numbers off the bench with the turnovers. But they've been all right. And what I love is also the Knicks, number 1 in the NBA in terms of free throw percentage, by the way. Let's get a round of applause for that. They are number 1 in the NBA in free throw percentage. And you guys know one thing that has killed us in the playoffs is free throws. And in the regular season has been free throws. Obviously, you bring in Mikal. Mikal hasn't got to the free throw line, but you bring in Karl-Anthony Towns, an elite 3-point free throw shooter. That will help. But they are number 1 in the NBA in free throw percentage. And boy, oh boy, I'm just happy to say that, because one thing that I do not tolerate is missed free throws. That's for sure. And, they just been, look, free throw shooting has been solid. Rebounding 60 tonight has been solid. 14 offensive rebounds. The assist numbers have been up for this Knicks team. Another 30-plus assist game. What is that now? 8 games this season with 30-plus assists. They've been solid in terms of these underlying stats. These stats that, are actually, contribute to wins. Steals, assists, rebounds, blocks as well. And that will only improve when we get as we get healthier too. So, just love that free throw. Number 1 in the NBA. Got to give it up for this Knicks team. We're number 1 in free throw percentage, but I still wish JB hit those extra clutch free throws. Yeah, that Hornets game. Yeah, look. He did miss, what did he miss? I think he missed 1 down the stretch, and then he missed two key free throws in that game. But, yeah, look. Obviously, Randall wasn't a good free throw shooter when he was here. Dante was a good free throw shooter. Barrett, I can go down the list, but, the Knicks are, free throw shooting is important, man. Those are points. You don't want to leave any extra point on the table because every point matters, especially in a 7-game series. And it's important. I know some of you guys don't really care about free throws, but I thought that was important. Knicks have to carry this energy over Tuesday. Now, every time they lose, they can't have that fight in them in response games. I agree. What you want to see is more consistency. You don't want to just see them come out after a bad loss and say, look, we play like crap, we'll respond in the next game. You want to see them, go into Tuesday, go into MSG again, take care of home court, and lay the hammer down on the Magic and pretty much do the same you did tonight versus the Pelicans. And we just go from there. But, yeah, you don't want to have them have a, you don't want to see them have a great showing tonight and come Tuesday have a setback. But I think this Knicks team will obviously do good Tuesday, and we just go from there. Appreciate every single one of you. Subscribe to the channel. I'll be back on Tuesday doing another post game. Look out for the podcast. I think we're doing a podcast tomorrow. Join the Discord. You can join the Discord. Now I'm taking live calls during the post games. I'm taking live calls, but you got to join the Discord to get your voice in. Be the first to call in. Who's that going to be? The first to call into the Knicks Nation post game show. But join the Discord. Hit the follow on Instagram at Knicks Nation, on Twitter at Knicks Nation. Appreciate every single one of you. As always, it's Let's Go Knicks. Huge win. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.